Today we've been called off our Gidgum-Gulganu walk because it's raining too much down towards New South Wales. We've chosen something underneath the cloud line. That's the cloud line there. So I decided Mt Barney is not an option because anything over 1,000 meters is going to have cloud, and that's exactly the way it is. So we're going towards Paddys Peak right now. Right now we're not far into our walk. We're following a ridge top towards Paddys Peak. This is what it's like. No worn trail that we can see, but it's quite open. We keep going up. This is a view towards Maroon Peak, and this side here is Mt Barney, and there's a high point we've got to so far. Still not at Paddys Peak. This is the terrain we're walking on, and these are the views on the other sides. We're getting closer to Paddys Peak. This is what the vegetation's like now, right near the top. We've done about 3 kilometres by this stage. This looks like Paddys Peak here. We've arrived. 3.5 kilometres. We're looking for a look up to have a break. And here it is. Very dry. Here's a different perspective. This is Mount May, our final mountain climb. And across there, the other peak. And then here, a few other mountains. Forgot to show that this is what it's like at the moment after Paddys Peak. Nice rocky section to go through. So we've hit another high point, different views. That's Mount May over there, our destination. This is by far the steepest part of the trail so far. Just going through here, and there's Andres down there. We've been steadily climbing for a while. This is quite open forest around here with a faint trail through here, pretty close to the lower peak of Mount May. Here we are. This is it. The peak, the highest point of the lower peak here. We've gone about 6.5 kilometers and 3.5 hours to get that point. Yeah, Barney over there is clouded out as usual, so it's worth it going to the lower peaks on a day like this. Since reaching the previous peak, it's been a gentle incline since then, and we're really close now to finally hitting a tourist track that exists around here. Very close. Tie up my shoelaces, and here we are on the tourist track. It's a bit off track, but yeah, more well worn than what we previously had. Maybe a bit of rain heading our way. That's the peak we were just on, and we're climbing the second peak. Third peak is there to our left. So this is the tourist track. We're pretty much on the top of the second peak. Nearly 8 kilometers. This is the first time we've been able to get these views to main range. Very nice. Now this is something I don't like. We've hit the second peak, the second highest one. We've got to go down this track, but the problem is we've got to go back up again, right up there. Seems daunting right now at the end of the hike. So here we are down at the saddle. We've come down all this way, which sucks because we've got to make it up again. Apparently it was only 40 meters. There's the complete lowest point, and then we've got to go up there 100 meters. So then that's the last climb of the day. Andres has found the peak. Here it is, and the views are spectacular, but we're going to find a better view spot than this, just as I remember them. Not that spectacular. Trying to get the best view, but it's just windows here and there. Here we go, back to the second peak. Someone's done some good rock work there. It's all downhill finally from here. Thought this was the last climb maybe, but this is the only part of the track I've previously been on, up to the second peak, smaller peak, and it's slightly steep, but the problem is there's a lot of rocks and it's very slippery coming down, especially in this dry conditions. Easy to slip if you're not paying attention.